Hey guys, it's Kristen and welcome back to my channel. So today I'm going to be showing you guys how to add crown molding to your walls to make them a little bit more dramatic and add value to your home. So let's get started. The first thing you're going to do is measure. Here's my measurements, but you'll need to measure your wall and determine how big you want your boxes to be. Once you do that, you'll need to gather your supplies. You'll need all of these supplies to get started, so head to your local hardware store and pick out your color of paint you want and your crown molding. The next step is to cut your crown molding. So you'll want to grab a ruler, measure how long you want your crown molding to be, mark it, and begin to cut. I used an electric saw, but you don't need one to do this project. You can purchase a metered saw from any hardware store. Now I'm going through and cutting the rest of my crown molding. Make sure when you're cutting your crown molding that you're doing it in the right direction so that all 4 pieces come together to make a perfect square. Now you want to measure and mark where you're going to place your first piece of wood so that it matches up with the top. Continue to measure so that you have equal distances around your boxes. That's why it's best to map it out before you start. Before placing your glue, you just want to make sure that your boxes are level with the boxes that are next to it. This part can be kind of tricky to hold the wood in place before you glue it, so if you can find an extra hand, that'd be great. You're going to take your Gorilla wood glue and put a moderate amount on the back of the wood, but not too much because you don't want the wood glue to drip down the wall. Make sure you have your leveler nearby so that you can make sure you're gluing in the right spot. Once you apply your glue, your wood can still be adjusted and moved, so make sure you have it where you want before you nail it. Don't hammer in the nail all the way. Leave a little bit of room so you can use your nail tap to finish the job. We did about 3 nails per each piece of wood to really make sure that it's in there. You're going to continue the same process with each side of wood until you have a full square. Make sure your molding is level with the square next to it. So if you find that you've nailed your molding in place and it's just not quite right, don't be afraid to pull up the nails and readjust before the glue dries. Now you're going to take your nail tap and you're going to put the head right to the nail and gently tap it in so that it's flush and even with the wood. Now you're going to take your wood filler and you're going to fill in all of the holes that were made by the nail, just so you can get a smooth, even look. You also can use this time to fill in any imperfections in the wood. Now you're going to apply caulk to the inside of your square and the outside of your square just to get a good seal and a nice clean look. Make sure that when you're applying the caulk that you wipe the excess off and you don't apply too much, because that's more sanding that you're going to have to do. Now you're going to sand. We used some 80 grit sandpaper that we had around, and we just took the sandpaper around the edges and made sure that everything was nice and even. Make sure you sand the areas with excess caulk as well. Alright guys, so now we're on to the final step of painting. So we're just going to take our paint and paint over the molding and any spots that we feel needs a little touch up, and then we're going to let this dry and go back over it again with another coat of paint. In total, we did about 3 coats of paint, and I felt that that was sufficient enough to cover all of the imperfections. So I was initially going to leave the chair rail white, and then I decided, let's just paint everything the same color. I feel like it just gave it a more modern look, and I'm glad I did. Alright guys, so this is my actual living room that I'm working on. I'm waiting on my table to come and my chandelier, but I think that it turned out amazing so far. The wall with the molding, so I'm liking the color. Of course it looks a little different at night because the sun is going down and everything, but I'm really content with it. I really like the way that it came out, and it's going to look really amazing once I get my chandelier and furniture in here and just my accents and everything. But I love the finished product. I'll keep you guys tuned. So if you like this video, don't forget to hit the like button and don't forget to subscribe. I'll see you guys next time.